Starting off at number 7, we have a New York City hostess. Back when exposing rude celebrities was trending online, TikTok user Julia Carolan took the opportunity to share her experiences with celebrities that she met when she was a host at a fancy New York City restaurant. One of those rude celebrities was none other than Hailey Baldwin. When talking about her, she said, quote, "This is gonna be controversial. I've met her a handful of times, and every time she was not nice. I really want to like her, but I have to give her like a 3.5 out of 10. Sorry." And even though Hailey was not the only rude celebrity mentioned, Hailey decided to apologize to the user by writing in the comments of that video, quote, "Just came across this video and wanted to say I'm so sorry if I've ever given you bad vibes or a bad attitude. That's not ever my intention. Hate hearing that was your experience with me, but glad you called me out so I can do better. Hopefully we'll meet again so I can apologize in person." And then Caroline responded thanking her for being accountable and taking the time to apologize. And for this one, she might have exposed that Hailey is maybe a little two-faced, maybe a little rude, but because Hailey apologized, I think we can all safely say that, she's learned and grown and changed, and I think we can accept that apology. And at number 6, paparazzi. One group of people that absolutely hates Alec Baldwin is the paparazzi, as he has assaulted numerous paparazzi on a few occasions. The first and most famous went down in October of 1995 when a photographer was waiting outside of his home to get a glimpse of their newborn daughter. Baldwin started by spraying shaving cream on the paparazzi's windows, then a scuffle started, and Baldwin punched him right in the nose, while Alec denies this and says that he just slapped the camera out of his hand. Baldwin was later acquitted of misdemeanor battery charges in the case and won an invasion of privacy suit against Zanger, though Zanger won a civil case against Baldwin for damages that cost the actor $4,500. The next run-in was in June of 2012, and the paparazzi said about Baldwin, quote, "He comes after me, starts shoving and punching me, one time right in the chin." But Baldwin denied this and said that he was accosted by the paparazzi. Alec later said in a tweet the paparazzi should be, quote, "waterboarded." Yikes. So clearly, a lot of tension between those two groups. And at number 5, Dr. Daniel Barrett. A plastic surgeon who has gone viral from his videos talking about celebrity plastic surgeries got in some major hot water after he made a video about Hailey Bieber. In the viral TikTok, he compared pictures of Hailey then versus now, and pointed out what he thought was different about her face, saying, quote, "Pay special attention to the nose. What do you think?" "Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think it's physically impossible without getting a little bit of help from someone like myself to go from this picture to that picture." Adding that he thinks she had a rhinoplasty as well as jawline contouring, skin tightening, a lip filler, and a chin implant. And apparently the Biebers are so threatened by this man's opinion that both Justin and Hailey threatened to sue him for the video. The couple accused the doctor of using Hailey's likeness, making claims about her, and using, quote, "copyright protected lyrics from Justin's song Sorry" in the caption. And the fact that he's trying to sue for a caption, that's a lot, Justin. Come on. The couple has reportedly sent him a cease and desist letter regarding his video, but because he did nothing wrong, it's not been taken down. Hailey somewhat responded to this on Instagram, where she claimed a lot of after photos are edited by the makeup artist, and she doesn't actually look like that. Either way, suing him is ridiculous. And at number 4, Harvey Levin. Even though I'm sure Harvey Levin doesn't have a vendetta against Alec Baldwin or the family in general, he owns gossip site TMZ, who's known for breaking tons of terrible stories about Alec. It was TMZ that exposed him for using the F-word slur, and it started the hate train against the star, even though the allegation turned out to be false. TMZ also leaked the voice memo that Alec left to his daughter Ireland, where he called her tons of horrible names, including a thoughtless little pig, which not only hurt Alec's reputation, but made his daughter Ireland even more hurt and embarrassed than she was before. And at number 3, Alec Baldwin himself. With the amount of insane scandals that Alec Baldwin has been in, I think it's safe to say that he gave us all the warning that we really needed. One incident was when he punched a random guy in the face after they got into a heated fight over a parking spot. Baldwin said that he had a family member holding the spot for him, but then the guy pulled into it. Baldwin and the man started arguing, and then Baldwin decided to sucker punch him right in the face. The next incident was when he was removed off a flight in 2011 because he refused to stop playing a game called Words with Friends on his phone, with Baldwin tweeting out after, quote, "Flight attendant on American reamed me out for playing Words with Friends while we sat at the gate not moving. Hashtag no wonder American Air is bankrupt." Then in another incident, he reamed out the police because they were going to ticket him for riding his bike the wrong way down the street. But he was so difficult they ended up arresting him, causing him to rant that, quote, "New York officials are simply, quote, desperate for revenue and anxious to criminalize behavior once thought benign." And at number 2, Ireland Baldwin. So this is one you should see coming. But Alec has such a bad temper that his own daughter felt his wrath on a long voicemail message he angrily left when she didn't pick up the phone. Back in 2007, the voice message was leaked online, and people got to hear the awful things Alec said to his 11-year-old daughter at the time, with him saying in the call that she was, quote, a rude, thoughtless little pig. That needed to be, quote, straightened out, and she humiliated him for the last time, with things being extra heated because him and his wife Kim Basinger were in a heated custody battle at the time. At the time, he apologized in a statement saying, quote, I'm sorry as everyone who knows me is aware for losing my temper with my child. I have been driven to the edge by parental alienation for many years now. You have to go through this to understand, although I hope you never do. I'm sorry for what happened. Thankfully, Ireland can now joke about it, with her saying that it was turned into a bigger deal than it actually was, but I'm sure that definitely hurt a little bit to receive that. In at number 1, Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf got into such a bad feud with Alec Baldwin that he allegedly quit a play right before it was scheduled to premiere. The play was called Orphans, and at the time Shia said he quit due to, quote, creative differences, but later it was revealed that his co-star Alec Baldwin might have been the real reason. He took to Twitter and showed an email that was seemingly sent to Alec, where Shia said that men should behave a certain way, adding, quote, Alec, I'm sorry for my part of a disagreeable situation. Then there was a screenshot of another email from the play's director where he says he should have listened to Shia earlier. But then Shia posted an email exchange between him and Baldwin, where Baldwin said, quote, I don't have an unkind word to say about you. Which is definitely something you say to someone that you don't like very much, in my experience.
Number 10. Alec is homophobic. Alec Baldwin is a proud man, being publicly anti-Trump and a registered Democrat with left-leaning political views. But despite his advocacy for equality, he's been accused of being homophobic on multiple occasions. In June 2012, Alec released a very angry tweet, which he later deleted. It contained comments about the New York Daily News editor-in-chief, Colin Meyer, calling him an English queen. A year later, People magazine reported that Baldwin released another tweet that the Daily Mail was a toxic little queen. Man, he loves that word. That same year, Alec was fired from his MSNBC talk show Up Late with Alec Baldwin after allegedly screaming homophobic slurs at a New York Post photographer. After his show was canceled, Alec released an article that asked his fans, was he really homophobic? He went on to write, look, I'm in show business. I'm awash in gay people, as colleagues and friends. He then did the most defensive thing possible by listing all of his gay friends and then described a time when he had to kiss Russell Brand in a scene as a way to be like, hey, I kissed a dude, how could I be homophobic? Hey man, you'd be surprised. He made the argument that he was a public advocate for gay marriage because he officiated a ceremony at one point. But like, hey man, you're an actor. It would make sense that he plays the role of a public advocate to keep his true biases a secret and maintain his career. Number 9. Alec's control issues. While his brothers may have had a more public battle with their substance control issues, Alec also had to battle his demons in the form of multiple narcotics and a taste for adult beverages. In his 2017 memoir, Nevertheless, Alec revealed that not only did he battle with control issues for years, but he also suffered from a nearly fatal overdose after a week-long bender of continuous partying. He wrote that he thinks he would have gotten sober eventually, but that the event was an early wake-up call that he needed to get clean just before he turned 27. He describes his time before that as living in the white, hot period of daily substances and drinks, claiming the experience to be an addictive nightmare that was impossible to get a handle on. Eventually, he was able to get a grasp on his issues and has remained relatively sober ever since. Well, at least California's sober at least. Wink wink. Number 8. Alec's temper. In 2007, Alec directed his hot temper at his daughter, Ireland, who he had had with his ex-wife Kim Basinger in a now infamous voicemail that would reveal the usual mild-mannered, soft-spoken man was secretly an angry man. TMZ obtained the audio of the message to Ireland in which Alec screams, "You are a rude, thoughtless little pig. You don't have the brains or decency to be a human being. I don't care if you're a child or that your mother is the toughest pain in the butt." The perception that he may be verbally chastising his daughter came after claims that he was going to straighten her out, which led a family judge to bar Alec from seeing his child. While the family later reconciled in 2012, his daughter has said in recent interviews that the voicemail was never perceived by her as intense, as she was used to those kinds of verbal outbursts from her father. Just to anyone watching this right now that thinks screaming and breaking things is a normal reaction when you're upset, it's not. Please call someone or get help, because it's not okay to act like that, especially towards your own flesh and blood. Seriously, if that's happening to you or someone you know, just call the number down below. Please talk to somebody and let your voice be heard. Number 7. Ireland's rehab stint. Alec Baldwin's daughter, named after his favorite place to pass out, isn't a party girl, but she certainly came close a few times. A source told Radar Online that Ireland was not considered to be an addict per se. She did drown her feelings in the spicy no-no juice that adults just love to glug though. In 2015, Ireland had to be hospitalized for severe stomach pains, which turned out to be a serious case of appendicitis. Despite it just being her appendix, the hospital visit had come after a roughly 6-month bender, and she reportedly told the hospital officials that she needed professional help. Baldwin then found herself checking into Soba Recovery Center in Malibu, California, which treats control issues for various substances, as well as any underlying psychological problems that may lead to them. She was quoted as claiming that she's not much of a party girl, but she needed to deal with some emotional trauma and get some intense therapy to help her speed up her recovery. Thankfully, she progressed beautifully during her time at Soba, thanks to the support of her fellow Baldwinians, especially her mama Kim, who regularly sent her care packages from home with little notes and treats. Hey, got a problem with substance control issues? Eat a Snickers. Number 6. Steven is broke. While he may not be as well known as his brother Alec, Stephen Baldwin has been steadily working in Hollywood since his first appearance in a minor role alongside Tom Cruise in the 1989 film Born on the 4th of July. He went on to star in several indie and medium-budget flicks, like the 1995 thriller The Usual Suspects, the Flintstones prequel Viva Rock Vegas from 2000, and probably most famously the 1996 film Biodome, of which he got a little bit too excited about. You see, Biodome ended up being one of his most lucrative films, and between the first paycheck in the year 2012, he went completely broke. While he's had steady work in smaller roles over the years, appearing to be well off, the paychecks have not always been the biggest. In 2012, Steven was arrested for failing to file his taxes from 2008 to 2010, owing the state over $350,000 in back taxes. It turns out he just loved spending money on literally anything he wanted. Houses, boats, cars, all of this landing him over $2.3 million in personal debt. Following his arrest, Steven pleaded guilty to tax evasion and was forced to pay back $300,000 immediately just to avoid any prison time. Recent reports say that he has moved into a small condo in New York after selling anything that may aid him in repaying the government. Hey, it only took him being arrested to realize that he should probably pay his taxes. How about that? Number 5. Steven can't drive. Alec's baby bro Stephen Baldwin may have had massive financial woes over the years, but he's also been a bit of a bad boy behind the wheel. In 2014, Baldwin was busted for driving with a suspended license in New York City. He was reportedly carrying an expired registration form, which he confidently handed to the police, expecting to be met with nothing but praise and excitement that it was Hollywood superstar Stephen Baldwin, oh my! Instead, he was met with handcuffs, as not only was the car registration expired, but his driving was so erratic and insane that he was charged with aggravated unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle, which is a misdemeanor, as well as driving an unregistered vehicle and driving with a suspended license. This was not the first incident involving his poor skills as a driver, however. A few years prior to that, he was also arrested for making an illegal U-turn. Well, he wasn't arrested for that. He was arrested because his license was beyond expire. In the end, though, he only had to pay a $75 fine that time, as the incident was a misunderstanding and his new license just so happened to appear the day after he was pulled over. Oh, well, that's not suspicious at all. Number 4. Daniel's arrests. The Baldwin family may consist of Hollywood heavyweights and minor league players, but did any of you know about Daniel Baldwin? Because I don't know, I didn't. E! News reported that in 1997, Danny went on a no-no-snow-fueled rampage at the famed New York Plaza Hotel, smashing every piece of furniture in sight and completely destroying his room. When police finally arrived following multiple noise complaints, Danny was in his birthday suit, bleeding, and incoherent. He was taken to the hospital where he woke up in handcuffs. He later pleaded guilty to the charges of disorderly conduct and was sentenced to 3 months of rehabilitation to avoid any jail time. This family should have like a little punch card or something, you know, 4 stints in rehab, get the 5th one free. The rehab didn't work, however, as in April 2006, Baldwin was arrested again for possession of no-no snow after another hotel incident, this time in Santa Monica, though charges were never actually pushed onto him. He later confessed to People magazine that his control issues started at a party in 1989. 6 months later, he went to rehab, but it never took. He blames his major relapses and arrests on his prescription for Vicodin, which was given to him following a back injury. From there, he spiraled into to everything under the sun, probably including the sun itself. Maybe you can get a buzz from that thing if you look at it too long. Nope, I'm just blind now. Number 3, Daniel's love life. Daniel hasn't only been involved with drama when it comes to the police, he's also got a pretty poor taste in judgment when it comes to his relationships. He's been married 3 times and has 5 children with 4 different women. While his first marriage wasn't very public, his second one was chock full of scandal. He married actress Elizabeth Hitchler in 1990 and divorced her 6 years later. During the same year, he had a son named Atticus with his Homicide Life on the Street co-star Isabella Hoffman. They had reportedly been involved for over a decade, including during Dan's time married to Elizabeth. It's his 3rd marriage though when things got extreme. Baldwin met a woman named Joanne Smith in California at the rehab facility that he had been staying in. She was the chef, and he was hungry. They married in 2007 and had 2 kids together. In 2011 though, Baldwin again filed for divorce, this time citing Joanne's substance control issues as the main cause. He also alleged that Smith had told Dan she was going to end his life in front of their children and was accused of being physical towards him on numerous occasions, and would fall into violent rages. Police were even called to the house at one point and discovered that Smith was unfit to be around the kids and granted Daniel temporary custody and restraining order against her. Number 2, divided by politics. While Alec may be outspoken as a man against former President Donald Trump, even parodying him on the sketch show Saturday Night Live for a few seasons, his brother Steven is the yin to his yang, as he is a big-time supporter of the Republican bad boy. The differences in their beliefs caused a massive rift in the family unit that the Baldwins fought hard to keep secret from the public eye. Unfortunately, Steven couldn't keep his fingers off of his phone, and he took to Twitter to have a public feud with his brother Billy Baldwin, who was also anti-Trump. The argument ranged from "I'm right, you're wrong" to "Dad would be rolling over in his grave right now if he heard you say that." In 2017, Steven admitted to Hollywood reporters that he hadn't spoken to his brother Alec in over a year following the dispute. Steven's daughter Hailey Bieber confirmed that even within her immediate family unit, politics caused a lot of issues when Trump was elected. Now that he's out of office and on the verge of jail time, we have to imagine that the Baldwin family are just anxiously beating their heads on the wall like, what is gonna happen? And at number 1, Alec doesn't play by the rules. Alec always presents a calm and soft-spoken demeanor when he's in interviews or interacting with fans, but in his mind, the rules of common society just don't apply to him. A little while back, Alec was kicked off of an American Airlines flight after he refused to turn off his cell phone when the crew asked him to. According to Alec himself, he was playing a game of Word with Friends when the situation took place. Now, he posted on Twitter, "Flight attendant on American reamed me out for playing Words with Friends while we sat at the gate not moving. No wonder American is bankrupt." American Airlines themselves denied the notion that they took the situation too far, claiming that Alec was extremely rude and calling the crew inappropriate names and using offensive language the moment he got on the plane. He later continued his journey on another American Air flight and tweeted that the new crew had already looked smarter than the last one, making it sound like it's not a smart idea to upset him or something. I don't know. What are you gonna do, Alec? Huh? Come get me.
Starting off our list at number 10 today, we have Selena Gomez. As Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez faded out of their relationship in the months to follow, Bieber started dating Hailey Baldwin, proposed to her, and married her in a New York courthouse. However, when news started to break that Selena Gomez was hospitalized, Justin would be photographed looking distraught in public twice. US Weekly then reported that Justin didn't feel whole after marrying Hailey and that he still loved Selena a lot, but as a friend, and was praying for her. But then people would bring things a little step further after they reported that a Miami music source told the outlet that Justin was not even fully over his year-long on and off romance with Selena Gomez when they said this was his first great love, and while he was young and traveling around the world as a superstar, he has learned a great deal from her. The source would then also go on to say that Justin at the moment is also believing he made a mistake with his recent marriage, and he was extremely upset over what happened to Selena, as he felt like she was a part of his life and wants her to be healthy and happy. Coming in number 9, we have mental health. Back in 2022, Justin would open up to US Weekly in an interview where he would discuss the challenges of his marriage. With the first year of the couple's marriage being really tough to get through because of trauma in the past, there was just a lack of trust. During Justin's insight into emotions, he felt after marrying his wife, he would reveal that he experienced an emotional breakdown after he
he realized that the marriage wouldn't fix all of his problems when he said, "It's a journey. I remember when I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was going to fix all of my problems, and it didn't. It just kind of was a reflection of like, man, you're a bit of a hypocrite. You want your wife to do something that you're not going to do, and it's like, it's hard sometimes to look in the mirror and really have to realize, man, maybe you're not the person you necessarily thought you are." The result of trauma and life circumstances, however, it just seems like Hailey may have turned sour while she was helping Justin through his ups and downs, as the whole world was looking in and judging Justin, and it would cause Hailey to reach her near breaking point in the process. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Number 8, married too young. Since Hailey and Justin got married, headlines have been filled with rumors that the couple may be heading towards a divorce sometime soon due to their age and Justin's mental health. While Justin and Hailey have been together for 4 years, the couple still continues to paint a picture that they're this really happy couple together. However, this hasn't stopped some outlets and sources from claiming that their marriage won't last. Gossip Cop has even gone on to list several reasons why many believe that Hailey and Justin are headed towards a divorce, and the main reason is because of their age. According to many people who doubt the couple's love, it's because they're still very young. Justin was only 24 at the time when he married Hailey, who was 22, and many have been betting on their relationship to end due to their age, because many people still believe this age is far too young to be married, and others have claimed that the couple is still immature. Not to mention, several sources have also felt like Justin and Hailey's engagement and wedding were impulsive acts, as Justin had just gotten out of an on and off again relationship with Selena Gomez, and he was in this pretty vulnerable position. Number 7, constant disagreements. Just shortly after the two announced their engagement, the paparazzi captured the two in an argument on 2 separate occasions throughout the same day that left them in tears. TMZ would then catch up with Justin to make a comment, and he would acknowledge that the two were experiencing hard times. He would then proceed to hold up a copy of Timothy Keller's book titled The Meaning of Marriage and declare, "You got good days, you got bad days, and it's not real if it doesn't have any bad days." However, if you have to read a book on marriage, it's clear that you aren't exactly ready for, marriage. Fights between the two have since gotten worse since they got married, as they even had to make and follow strict rules for when they do fight so they don't poke at the past, and they even had to attend therapy in order to get tips and advice on how to deal with conflict in their marriage. Coming number 6, we have rude behavior. Let's get straight to the point. No one likes a mean girl, and Hailey has recently been hitting headlines for not only being rude to a waitress while at a restaurant, but beauty blogger Iris Billin called out Hailey after her road event displayed some pretty rude behavior. In a video posted to Iris's account, the social media star explained that while she usually doesn't attend all events she's invited to, she took a chance on Rhode Skin's launch party because she genuinely was excited. Unfortunately, it probably would have been better for her to stay home, as it appears that the event was just a total waste of time for her. Iris would share in the video that while the atmosphere at the event was just as fun as you would expect, the only things wrong with this event was that Hailey had some pretty odd behavior. Iris would then say, but the girl gets there with her friends Kylie Kendall. All of her friends are there, but they have this corner that they could only be in. While attendees gave Hailey her space, Hailey didn't even interact with any guests, and the only one who actually stood up to say anything about the brand was Kylie, who congratulated Hailey on her new brand, and Hailey just stayed in her corner and gave everybody RBF face. Number 5, fan. So it's no lie that Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber looked literally incredible at the 2021 Met Gala. However, it seems like Justin fans just can't accept the fact that he is with anyone other than Selena Gomez, as they have been bombarded by several fans chanting Selena while on the red carpet. While many people pointed out that the fans' behavior was completely disrespectful, this has sadly been something Justin and Hailey have had to deal with since they first got together. Justin has even responded to fans who are still hung up on him in Selena in the past, as back in 2020 he said, "This sad excuse of a human just encouraged people on video to literally go after my wife, telling people to say that my previous relationship was better, so on and forth. I just wanted to share this so that the people get an idea of what we face on a day to day. It is extremely hard to choose the high road when I see people like this rally to gather people to bully the person I love the most in the world. It's not right. Hailey also responded to the hate by saying, I usually stay quiet and don't acknowledge these things, but I need to protect myself and my mental health. But it's truly gotten to a level of anger and hate that is shockingly unhealthy and sad. Number 4, rumors. Have you noticed recently that Justin Bieber has been appearing in photos dressed in weird outfits, while Hailey, on the other hand, seems to put more into her public appearance? Recently, the star has been spotted wearing a crochet blanket out on a sushi date with his wife, and let's not forget the time when he was in Japan. He also opted to wear this really weird dark brown bob styled wig and sunnies while he was out with his wife so people wouldn't recognize him. While some of the star's choices to wear disguises seem weird, especially since his wife is dressing to the nines beside him, it's clear Hailey is still young, hot, and clearly cares about her image, as she puts a lot of effort into everything she wears to events or to go on simple dates with Justin. So she may want someone who puts a little more effort into the way they look, and this could put a lot of stress on Justin, as imagine getting all dolled up to go to an event and your husband looks like he just rolled out of bed, can't pair a tote bag with a designer gown. I'll tell you that. Number 3, no children. Back in 2021, Justin would reveal that he told Hailey he was ready to have children. While Justin previously said he thinks it's up to Hailey to decide when she's ready to have children because it is her body, he's been pushing more lately for the pair to start a family, as he wants a little tribe of little Justins running around the house. However, back in February 2022, Hailey would open up to why she just isn't ready to have kids yet, and it's mainly because of her hectic schedule. While Hailey is focusing on her new skincare brand, Justin is also touring until March 2023. Hailey also addressed the societal pressures women have about having children, and she said, there's this thing that happens for women when you get married. Everybody always assumes it's first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby. But instead, Hailey wants to prioritize growing her business, and while she doesn't want to have kids at a young age, this could cause Justin to pull away, as he's at the point where he is ready to have a family. Number 2, hot water. Back in 2020, Hailey would find herself in a pretty sticky situation after she was accused of being a racist by one of Justin's fans. This would then send the internet into a frenzy, as they soon started drawing their attention to some of her previous tweets. The model isn't a stranger to backlash over her tweets, as she's received some backlash for some of the controversial messages she has posted on social media in the past, including one that has addressed foreigners. The drama all started when one fan called out Justin, claiming that he married Hailey to get back at his ex Selena Gomez, and the commenter also implied Hailey was racist, and then when people started to investigate the truth, they pulled up several concerning tweets. First tweet would raise some eyebrows when the model tweeted back in 2012, "Shut up or I smack you back to your own country." And the worst part is, the tweet still hasn't been deleted. Then in January 2013, the model posted another questionable message when she said, "Oh, are you so tired of it? Well, let me remind you, this is a free country, America baby." And to put the cherry on top of things, shortly after, she would then tweet, "To those foreigners who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so sorry your country didn't have pilgrims and Indians to start such a sick holiday." And I just feel bad for reading that, but imagine being married to someone who doesn't even understand how hurtful these words can be to someone, and even choose after being called out to keep the hate online. And coming in number 1 today, we have her bland personality. Besides being a model, the only thing really interesting about Hailey Bieber is that she is married to Justin Bieber. And if it wasn't for her dad and uncle being famous actors, she probably would have never become famous in the first place. Even when Hailey went on the Call Her Daddy podcast, fans would find the general interview pointless, as Hailey didn't really share any new information and she kept repeating herself in different ways. Even one person on Reddit pointed out that Hailey said a whole lot of nothing over and over again, and another fan would say, "I hated the interview. I'm sorry, nothing against Hailey, but I just didn't feel like I learned anything or felt connection. Like, why come on a podcast if you don't want to do it?" Interesting timing too with Selena's documentary, but I'm neutral in regards to everyone. It just seems like Hailey is only interesting at this time thanks to her husband, and she knows it too.
Kicking off the list at number 10, Fangirl. During the course of Justin Bieber's on-again, off-again relationship with Selena Gomez, which lasted from 2011 until 2015, then again from 2017 to 2018, fans have accused Hailey Bieber, then Baldwin, of stalking Justin Bieber. But I really don't think that's the case. The model is well documented to have been a fan of Justin way before they began dating. Not only that, but Hailey was also a clear fan of Selena as well. A resurfaced photo from way back in the day shows Hailey posing with a magazine that shows her now husband on the cover with his then girlfriend, Selena, very clearly supporting the couple. But if you need further proof of her fan status, then we can go back in time to look at some tweets posted by Hailey. Back in 2011, Hailey showed her support for the couple when she tweeted, "I am for sure 100% Team Jelena." She has also tweeted Selena-centric comments as well. She has tweeted, "Happy birthday, pretty," tagging Selena herself for her birthday. And then 3 months later, she tweeted, "Selena Gomez is so cute, don't argue, bye," which was followed the next month with, "I don't care what anyone says, but Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez together is the definition of a teenage dream. #word." There were even more tweets in 2012, kicking off in January responding to someone else's tweet saying, "Seriously though, she is beyond flawless and he's Bieber. They are the perfect relationship." Later that same month, she posted, "Selena Gomez is so freaking good looking." And then a month later, we got, "I gotta say, I was really looking forward to seeing what color coordination Jelena was gonna be doing for this year's VF party. #sigh, #oh well." And then in May, she also tweeted, "Selena Gomez looks hot in her new music video." It's only really a secret though, because Hailey has since deleted this Twitter account amid people calling her out for said tweets, as if it's some kind of bad thing to support celebrities that you like and even somewhat know. But coming in at number 9, racism. While those tweets are arguably wholesome and unproblematic unless you're a fan of stirring the Hailey-Selena drama pot, some of Hailey Bieber's past tweets are a little bit more actually problematic. In fact, they show a great degree of ignorance and racism from the young Bieber. Her age, I think, is important to note, as while these tweets aren't exactly excusable, the tweets seem to be around the 2011 to 2013 years, making Hailey roughly 14, 15, 16, and or 17 at the time. But with that being said, the tweets are pretty bad. TikTok account The Essence of It posted a collection of Bieber's posts, and I don't even really need to explain the problem with them once you hear them for yourself. These tweets include statements like, quote, "Shut up before I smack you back to your own country," or one that went, quote, "To those foreigners who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so sorry your country didn't have pilgrims and Indians to start such a sick holiday." That one's pretty bad, but a post from 2011 read, "With Cody Simpson and that awkward moment when you're at a Chinese restaurant and your waiter isn't Chinese." The one most people are familiar with though reads, "Leaving to Florida, white, but coming back to New York, a different race," which was accompanied by an emoji of a white blonde man and an emoji of a darker skinned man wearing a turban. She even went so far as to tweet racist slurs at which point, which the TikToker blurred out on her screen. So yeah, like I said, it isn't really excusable. Given the white, rich, and privileged background of the celebrity though, it isn't exactly surprising, as depressing as that is. Fortunately, I believe that as she grew up, she did learn the error of her ways. Number 8, Mean Girl. While she may have learned the error of her racist remarks, Hailey Bieber has defended herself against other problematic behavior too, even after she had been called out for her tweets. Specifically, there are numerous occasions where Bieber has been referred to as a mean girl. This has come up in multiple different ways. For starters, there was a TikTok user who spoke about how in high school, Hailey had been her bully for a year. But then more recently, we have the whole drama with Selena Gomez, where Gomez fans have made Hailey out to be a really hateful person. While it's up to your interpretation of her behaviors, some of the allegations of bullying against Hailey include her allegedly and indirectly making fun of Selena when she was being body shamed, making fun of Selena's eyebrows, and there was also a resurfaced clip of Hailey overdramatically gagging at the mention of Taylor Swift's name. During a September 2022 interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Hailey spoke on the hate that she has received over the years. She said, quote, "People really want to paint this picture of me like I was this mean girl who is a bully who hates every other woman, and like I don't support other women," which is funny because I think anyone who knows me personally knows that's so not me at all. Hailey continued on the podcast blaming social media for the representation of her as a mean girl, but it doesn't change the fact. Number 7, rude to waitstaff. On the topic of mean girl behavior, apparently Hailey is also mean to people working in the service industry. In a series of viral TikTok videos posted by New York City hostess Julia Carolyn, in July 2020, she rated celebrities that she encountered over the years while working in A-list favorite eateries. Describing her meetings with Hailey, Carolyn admitted that she hasn't yet had a positive experience. She said, quote, "This is gonna be controversial. I've met her a handful of times and every time she was not nice. I really want to like her, but I have to give her a 3.5 out of 10. Sorry." The TikTok became viral in no time, raking up over 3.3 million likes and even got a comment from Bieber herself. The model wrote, "Just came across this video and wanted to say sorry if I've ever given you bad vibes or bad attitude. That's not ever my my intention. Carolyn accepted the apology, calling her an accountability queen, but this apparently affected Hailey. In April 2021, almost a year after the video was posted, the model shared a two-part interview with Dr. Jess Clemens on her YouTube channel, titled Cancel Culture, Mental Health, and Social Media. The video touched on the viral TikTok. Bieber said, "When I saw her video, I was so upset. There's never an excuse for being rude. I felt bad that was her experience with me, but it made me kind of frustrated because you never know what someone's going through. I remember going through times in my life where I was so sad and so heartbroken that engaging with people felt hard for me." She continued, "I wish I didn't act that way towards her. I'm a human and I made a mistake and I acted a way that was out of character for me." Ending her answer with, "I'm open to people correcting me." However, the 24-year-old argued that she doesn't believe there needs to be people on social media doing the correcting, assuming that she's talking about commenters and the Justin Hailey haters. Number 6. Marriage counseling. Now, moving away from bullying and tweets, shortly after they tied the knot, Hailey and Justin Bieber did an interview with Vogue in February 2019, in which the celebrity couple mentioned that the two have met a marriage counselor. Hailey told the interviewer, quote, "The thing is, marriage is very hard. That is the sentence you should leave with. It's really effing hard." In a later April interview with GQ, Justin said that specifically the first year of marriage in particular was a challenge. In that interview, he said, quote, "The first year of marriage was really tough because there was a lot going back to the trauma stuff. There was just a lack of trust. There was all these things that you just don't want to admit to the person that you're with because it's scary. You don't want to scare them off by saying, 'I'm scared.'" Honestly, I find that to be kind of a really mature thing to hear from Bieber. The beginning year of the pair's marriage had seen multiple different sources looking in from the outside and making assumptions about the marriage and its success, which I can only imagine makes it even harder. Marriages are hard enough in regular life, so adding the pressures of celebrity life must be an even greater challenge. Number 5. Celibacy. But they seem to be pretty open about the struggles of their young marriage, including the little tidbit that the two waited for marriage to finally do the dirty, if you know what I mean. Wink wink, nudge nudge, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. Justin called Hailey his reward for being celibate for over a year. In the same 2019 interview with Vogue from February, from the last point we just talked about, Justin said that he had, quote, "a legitimate problem with," and was more than a year into a time of self-imposed celibacy when he started rekindling his romance with Hailey. He continued on saying, quote, "I think can cause a lot of pain. Sometimes people have it because they don't feel good enough, because they lack self-worth. Women do that and guys do that. I wanted to rededicate myself to God in that way because I really felt it was better for the condition of my soul." He then added, quote, "And I believe that God blessed me with Hailey as a result. There are perks. You get rewarded for good behavior." But the celibacy seems to also be connected to Justin's commitment issues. During an interview on The Ellen Show in January 2020, Justin said that he had a difficult time with the idea of commitment, which made him extremely nervous before proposing. He said, quote, "I felt like in the past we had talked about me asking the question, and I felt like she would say yes." He continued on asking himself, quote, "Am I able to make this commitment as a man and be able to honor what I say? Because that's a serious commitment when you say you're going to love someone for better or for worse and be faithful. That's huge. Am I able to do that?" He said he finally decided that he was going to make the decision and follow through with it because he's always wanted to be a husband. And I hope it's also because he loves Hailey, but yeah. Number 4. Tattoos. Switching the subject completely, while tattoos are rarely secrets, Hailey has quite a few more than you'd think, and they're all pretty small, which means they can totally fly under the radar. And a few have actually been misread as something they're not. So, let's go through some of them. In January 2015, Hailey visited tattoo artist Jon Bon for the first time to get her parents' wedding anniversary inked in Roman numerals, VI-X-XC. This tattoo is on her wrist, and it seems that Jon Bon became Hailey's preferred tattoo artist, as he has worked with Hailey a few times since then. Jon Bon added, and I may get this pronunciation wrong, Minas Gerias to Hailey's left outer ankle. For this one, it looks like it could be a quote tattoo, but this is actually a large inland state in southeastern Brazil, and since Hailey's mom is Brazilian, I believe it may have something to do with that, but no confirmation on that one. Hailey also has a small cursive G behind her ear. Now, some have accused the star of copying this tattoo from Selena Gomez, Gomez because they hate Hailey. But while Selena's tattoo is dedicated to her little sister Gracie, who's 20 years younger than her, Hailey has stated many times that the initial on her is a tribute to Georgia Veach, the daughter of Pastor Veach, who was diagnosed with a rare, incurable brain disorder in 2012. The tattoo is a popular one amongst other celebrities too, including Justin and Ashley Benson. Hailey also added the letter K and numbers 330 to her hands. Now, the K is still a mystery. Maybe it's for her mom Kenya, but John Boy wrote on Instagram that 330 is a reference to John 3:30 from the Bible. Hailey kicked off 2017 with a back tattoo of the phrase, and I will get this wrong as well, Cœur d'Aileen, which directly translates to Heart of Aileen in French. So who is Aileen? Apparently, Aileen is reportedly Hailey's sister Aaliyah's middle name, so maybe that's what the tattoo refers to. Also, just a month before her wedding, Hailey went to see LA tattoo artist Dr. Wu to get several abstract and design-heavy tattoos on her hands and fingers. The new tattoo additions came as a bit of a surprise though, considering Hailey has said several times that she's trying to save some real estate space for tattoos dedicated to her future children. Number 3. Health concerns. During an interview with Elle in March 2020, Hailey talked about how Justin's Lyme disease complications made things hard for the two of them when they were first together. She said, quote, "It was hard because everybody from the outside was being super mean and judgmental, saying he looked like he was on drugs, saying how unhealthy he looked, when in truth, he was not healthy and we didn't know why." She said that Justin is healthy now, but they were forced to deal with the in sickness and in health part of their wedding vows right away. She said, quote, "We went straight into figuring out the hard stuff, because you never know what can happen with someone's health. When you don't know what's happening, it's really scary, and then you have the opinions of everybody from the outside and it just sucks." Over the next months, both Hailey and Justin have had health complications each. Things like a blood clot to the brain and a Ramsay-Hunt syndrome diagnosis respectively. But Hailey told Harper's Bazaar that it's an example of how they take things day by day in their relationship. Number 2. Kids. Although they had only been married since 2018, during a March 2020 appearance on The Ellen Show, Justin played the game Burning Questions and was asked how many kids he wants to have with Hailey. He responded, "I think it's up to Hailey because it's her body." Later, during a December 2020 appearance on the show, he followed that up by saying, "I am going to have as many as Hailey is wishing to put out. It's her body and whatever she wants to do with it." He also added that Hailey still has some things she wants to accomplish as a woman, so she's not ready to have kids just yet. But apparently, he's okay with that, so I guess that's cool. And finally, in at number 1, pregnancy rumors. Very recently, Hailey Bieber responded to rumors that she's pregnant with her first child with Justin. This came after Justin and Hailey took a trip to the Bahamas, and people made the assumption that the vacation was all to celebrate that Hailey was now carrying a little tiny human inside of her. But Hailey has shut these rumors down. Doesn't mean it isn't true, but in an Instagram DM, the 26-year-old star reacted to a TikToker who made the claim. She said, "Very much not pregnant, LMAO." The truth of the matter though is that it's really none of our business, as with almost everything else we have talked about today.
Starting off our list at number 10 today, we have Justin Bieber still loves Selena. So imagine being married to a guy that still loves his ex. How would you feel? Well, if you were Hailey Bieber, you'd probably be thinking, after her latest Mean Girl move, that her relationship is completely over with Justin Bieber. Let's face it, Canadians are nice and we don't stand mean girls. Since Justin got married to Hailey, he hasn't felt whole, and it came to the point after Selena was hospitalized that he thought he made a huge mistake when it came to his marriage with Hailey. An inside source would then reveal that Justin still loves Selena, as she was his first great love, and while he was young and traveling around the world as a superstar, he learned a great deal from Selena. Even during his honeymoon with Hailey, all he could do was think about Selena, and this is why Hailey and Justin are in therapy to help their marriage, because they both know they made a mistake, but Hailey just doesn't want to lose Justin to Selena. Number 9. The eyebrows. When Selena recently posted a video on her TikTok page, she would say, "I accidentally laminated my eyebrows too much," to the point Kylie Jenner would then find herself in the middle of Hailey's and Selena's feud after she posted a photo on her Instagram story writing, "This was an accident," on top of her own laminated brows. And not going to lie, the timing was just pretty questionable considering that Selena shared a video on her TikTok just a few hours before. And adding more fuel to the fire, Kylie then went on to share a screenshot of a FaceTime call with Hailey where they both showed their eyebrows for the camera. But Kylie quickly went on to deny the fact that she helped mock Selena with Hailey after she noticed her followers were declining on her social media platforms by saying, "This is reaching no shades towards Selena ever. I didn't see her eyebrow post." You guys are making something out of nothing. This is silly. Clearly, Selena just didn't want to step on the biggest family in Hollywood's heels, so she obviously went on to agree with Kylie and went on to say, "Agreed, Kylie Jenner, it's all unnecessary. I'm a fan of Kylie." But it's clear Kylie and Hailey were both making fun of Selena, which is sad to see, and there's a reason why they're losing millions of followers today. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Jumping back into the list at the number 8 spot, we have Selena's body. So back in January, Hailey posted a TikTok video which her friends Kendall Jenner and Justine Skye were in, and you could see them all mouthing the words, "I'm not saying she deserved it, but God's timing is always right." Hailey was then quick to delete the video after fans commented saying her post was clearly directed at Selena, after Selena was hit with body shaming comments on a bikini photo she posted. So it makes us wonder if Hailey, did you hate Selena's bikini picture because Justin liked it? And while Hailey said she never comments on things like body shaming, she then tried to clarify why the post that she deleted was deleted and said the post was just a random TikTok sound that the group did for fun and that it wasn't directed at anyone. However, it's kind of hard to believe because the way Kendall went on to sip her drink made it clear that it was directed at someone, because let's face the fact, the Kardashians aren't good actors and neither is Hailey. At the end of the day, Selena seemed unbothered by the mean post, as she went on to say, "Okay, I don't let these things get me down. Be nice to everyone." Number 7. Taylor Swift. After the whole Eyebrow ordeal, the whole world started to wonder what happened that made Hailey randomly turn into a mean girl. But the truth is, the star has always been a mean girl, and we all just didn't realize it until now, after Selena came across a resurfaced video of Hailey seemingly targeting her best friend, Taylor Swift. In the clip, Hailey could be seen co-hosting Drop the Mic with Method Man, after the rapper says, "In a one-on-one battle full of the meanest lyrics about a celebrity since Taylor Swift's last album, the model could be seen sticking her fingers in her mouth and making a gagging notion." In the comment section, Selena then quickly came to Taylor's defense, commenting, "So sorry, my best friend is and continues to be one of the best." That one definitely had to make Hailey a little salty, as it's clear she only hates Selena's inner circle because she wants to be the next Selena Gomez, but who doesn't? Number 6. Talent. While Hailey may be a model, it seems like she was only able to make a name for herself because she comes from a talented family. But when it comes to talent herself, she's been having a little bit of a hard time when it comes to booking runways, and she blames it on a casting director who shook her confidence on the runway. While the model doesn't feel like putting herself into a position to feel small on the runway, it's not her first time that she would talk about feeling low, as in 2019, she opened up in an Instagram post when she said, "I'm insecure, I'm fragile, I'm hurting, I have fears, I have doubts, I have anxiety, I get sad." It seems like the reason Hailey hates Selena so much is even when Selena is down, she still managed to continue on with her career and come out on top. While Hailey may be more focused on her own skincare line, it's just clear she doesn't have the power to stay on top without her husband's name, and that's why she's sinking to the low level of taking other women down, because she finds them a threat. Number 5. Nice girl. Since the beginning, Selena has always remained true to herself, as she's always come across to be this kind-hearted individual who cares about the well-being of those around her, and she's used her platform to speak out about issues that truly matter. Her actions over the tears tell us more about her personality than a simple test ever could. Even if you look at photos of the star since she was small, she's always seen holding her head high with an inviting smile. But Hailey, on the other hand, doesn't have a clean-cut image like Selena. While Selena's fans claim that she's actually sweet and inviting, Hailey won't even give her fans the time of day. Selena is also praised for her manners when she's out in public, but Hailey, on the other hand, has been called out for the way she treats others, especially servers. It's clear that even fans have been comparing the two girls' manners, and while Selena comes across as a nice girl, it's clear Hailey has always been this mean girl. Also, have you ever noticed, usually Justin protects his wife in these sort of situations, but this time he's been pretty quiet, and it's clear he's letting Hailey dig herself out of her own hole this time around. Number 4. Too mature for games. Just after Selena left the comment on Hailey's resurfaced video of her making fun of Taylor Swift, Selena announced her plans to take a break from social media by saying, "I'm gonna be taking a second from social media because this is a little silly, and I'm 30, I'm too old for this." She then went on to delete her TikTok account. While Selena is known to take breaks from social media every now and then. As of early February, she revealed in an interview with Vanity Fair that she was really fond of TikTok and it was the only app she currently had on her phone because she found it to be less hostile. She would also say there are wonderful things about social media, like connecting with her fans and seeing how excited they are and seeing their stories. But today, Selena has her assistant upload photos for her. While Selena is too old to play games with mean girls of Hollywood, it seems like Hailey Bieber isn't over this phase just yet, and she's doing everything she can to get a rise out of Selena. And while Selena has definitely chosen to take the higher route and not succumb to what everyone's trying to draw out of her, it probably is why she's become Hailey's #1 target. Number 3, Dream Life. Following the reignition of their ongoing feud, Selena's fans have been quick to dive into signs that they can use against Hailey. Fans are now starting to believe that Hailey has been copying Selena for years, and now several TikTok videos have been made where fans have pointed out things they believe aren't just coincidences, and it's clear that Hailey was so obsessed with Justin Bieber at a young age, she wanted to become the next Selena Gomez. As an example, in one of the clips, Selena said in an interview she wished more people knew her heart. Then when Hailey showed up to do an interview with Jimmy Fallon, she said the exact same thing. The same thing appeared to be true when Selena said she was a huge Britney Spears fan, and Hailey went on to echo a similar sentiment. Another TikTok video has also pointed out the similarities between Selena Gomez and Hailey's cooking show when Gomez launched Selena and Chef on HBO Max in 2020. 2 years later, Hailey launched What's in My Kitchen on YouTube. The viral clip points out the likeness between the two cooking shows, which also captured Hailey saying, "Okay, okie dokie," which is a phrase Selena's known for saying on her own show. Also, it seems like Hailey has also copied Selena's beauty line to a T, so copycat much? Number 2, Justin's mom still loves Selena. Just when you thought all this Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez drama couldn't get any worse, the drama has definitely reached its peak, as it now appears like Justin's mom has entered the chat. On top of Patty tweeting, "Hate is ugly, don't be ugly," Twitter fans have also claimed she liked and unliked a comment about Selena taking a break from her social media accounts. It's clear that Justin's mom is on Selena's side in this situation, as Selena has chosen to take the high road during the height of all this drama, as she's remained unbothered by all of Hailey and her friends' hate. On top of the hate, Selena has also taken the time to tell her fans that she does love them for choosing to call out those who are being mean girls and who are on a mission to bring the singer down. And coming in at number 1 today, we have the home wrecker. During an appearance on the podcast Call Her Daddy, Hailey would clarify the notion that she stole Justin from Selena, as she explained that she never interfered with their relationship. The whole claim just seemed a little sus though, because it came out of nowhere and it just came out days before Selena's documentary was released. In the interview, Hailey would say, "When he and I ever started like hooking up or like anything of that sort, he was not ever in a relationship ever at any point." She then told podcast host Alex Cooper, "It's not my character to mess with someone's relationship. I would just never do that. I'm not interested in doing that, and I never was." But just because she didn't take him away from a relationship doesn't mean that she didn't take advantage of Justin's situation. Before Justin was with Hailey, just 6 months prior, he was still with Selena. And during this period, Justin was in a pretty vulnerable place. Hailey made him believe that being married would fix all his problems, and when it didn't, he started to realize maybe he married the wrong person. And number 10, we have Trying to Dress Up. Recently, Justin Bieber was spotted on a tour while visiting Tokyo. However, the star looked different than what fans were used to seeing. In the pictures circulating on social media, the singer can be seen wearing a wig. With the accessory, he's also seen wearing sunglasses, jeans, and a light fur coat. Justin's level of disguise has definitely been causing a stir on the internet, with some fans even pointing out they wouldn't have even realized it was him if it wasn't pointed out. Other fans have even gone to say, "Oh, spare us, Justin, it's already starting to look like a pattern." And wow, he really doesn't want to be recognized, does he? And to add a cherry on top of Justin's odd behavior, one fan would even pick fun at the pop star by saying, "What a great idea to walk next to Hailey, just so no one would recognize her." Well, it's safe to say that Justin probably should work on upping his level of disguise, because This definitely did not work. And number 9, abandoning a monkey in a foreign country. After Justin's pet monkey Mally was seized by the German officials, when the singer was trying to bring the animal into the country without permission during a stop on his Believe tour, it said that Justin didn't have some proper paperwork, so the authorities seized the monkey and quarantined it at the airport. However, the monkey would later become property of Germany, and Justin would later be sent a bill of $1,500 after he decided to abandon his monkey in the country. Mally is currently living with a group of other monkeys in a wildlife refugee in North Germany, and Bieber still owes Germany's Federal Agency of Nature Conservation $11,000 for vaccinations and rehoming fees, which is truly disappointing. This was your pet and you left him behind, you didn't even try to get him back. This was definitely a red flag, and it showed that the star isn't someone we thought he was, and we really should have noticed. And number 8, ordered his bodyguards to carry him. When visiting China, you have to visit the Great Wall. That's just a given. However, Justin Bieber's visit would definitely highlight one giant red flag that many of us missed. When visiting the wall, photos of Justin would soon circulate online showing Justin being hoisted on top of his bodyguard's shoulders like they were his minions, and they even carried him up the Great Wall of China. Now, Justin was definitely able to walk up the wall himself, as just before his adventure, he was spotted skateboarding around town as 2 of his security guard members jogged behind him. It was definitely a diva-like move that none of us could get over, and it was a shame to see the star deprived himself of a chance to experience the experience and made his security team do the hard work for him. And number 7, banned for life from a skydiving facility. Las Vegas indoor skydiving confirmed back in 2013 that Justin Bieber would be banned for life after he used the facility and then backed out of a payment deal he arranged with the company. Justin and 6 of his entourage members would arrive to the facility just before it closed. When the pop star was approached about a payment method, he was apparently given the option of shelling out $1,600 for himself and his crew, or posting a shout out of the facility and a photo of himself mid-flight to his Instagram account. Justin at the time reportedly agreed to post a photo as payment, but the company never got their $1,600 worth of publicity, and they would say he actually faked like he was posting something. As per the agreement, it never actually happened. In addition to not paying, the group also didn't tip the staff, even after they stayed late to accommodate their needs. And number 6, ignored pilots. In 2014, CNN would report that Justin and his father allegedly refused a pilot's warning to stop smoking during a flight from Canada to New Jersey. Law enforcement officials would later give details that the flight crew on the charter jet told the federal officials after they ferried Justin and his entourage to New Jersey. The smoke was so strong in the cabin that the flight crew members even had to put on oxygen masks because they were concerned that they would inhale so much of it would cause their tests to say that they were positive for being under the influence. When the pilots asked the group to stop, Bieber and his father would begin to have some words with the crew, which would result in the pilots in attendance to close the cockpit to avoid contact with the group. When they landed, Justin would be granted re-entry into the United States after a search of the charter plane was done by federal officials. They did detect smoke smell, but they never found any signs of substances. And number 5, his dreadlock phase. Justin doesn't do too well with apologies. We all know that. When the singer debuted his dreadlocks, he sparked some major controversy as fans started to accuse the star of cultural appropriation and white privilege. With fans calling out Justin for not being himself, many stated that the star could have done better. One fan even chimed in by saying, "It's really disappointed to see you with dreads. I thought you educated yourself." The star then decided to stick with his dreadlocks and refused to respond to the backlash he was receiving by fans. Instead, he decided to share a statement about acknowledging insecurities by saying, "Aren't we all broken? We can hide behind superficial things, but the truth is, we're all hurting." So what's your opinion on celebrities trying to rock braids and dreadlocks? And let me know in the comments below. And number 4, he talked about becoming the next Michael Jackson. In an interview done back in 2012, Justin Bieber would make it clear that he wants to be nothing less than the next Michael Jackson, the new king of pop, after he would go on to say that, "That's where I want to be. I don't want to just be a heartthrob teen." Now, when someone starts saying that they want to be the next anyone, it should be a giant red flag, especially when they're trying to say they want to be the next Michael Jackson, because no one will ever be the next Michael Jackson. That's just a given. Bieber would go on to borrow machine-like dance moves, glitter gloves, and he even copied Michael's signature move in like a gentle way, I guess. This would definitely become a major red flag, and we were missing it because he was trying so hard to be someone he's not, rather than just being himself and allowing his fans to appreciate who he really is. At number 3, running around town in his undergarments. In 2020, Justin would be pictured running around downtown LA in his Calvin Klein briefs after shooting a music video all night. When photos started circulating online, it would show the star wearing nothing but briefs as he raised his arm above his head and smiled as he walked towards his trailer. And this wasn't the first time Justin's been spotted in public wearing nothing but his briefs, because back in 2018, it would seem like Justin forgot his bathing suit while on a trip to Miami after he was pictured out for a little dip wearing nothing but his white briefs. In the photos, Justin could be seen hanging out with his friends by the resort pool, wearing nothing but a wet pair of Calvin Klein boxer briefs before wrapping himself in a white towel before things became too revealing. Him and Hailey would also be pictured later on in a hot tub as fans would call for the star to put on some clothes. And at number 2, we have meeting Stephen Harper in overalls. So back when Stephen Harper was still the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin had the chance to meet him back in 2012. However, his outfit choice was definitely interesting. When the singer stepped out in overalls to accept a Diamond Jubilee medal from Stephen Harper, he would go on to tweet, "I met the Prime Minister in overalls, LOL." Justin would later try to justify why he opted to wear overalls to such an event by saying, "It wasn't like I was going to his environment, we were at a hockey arena." And while he may have been at a hockey arena, he was receiving such a high-class award that it was only given to Canadians who earned achievements abroad, and he wore overalls to collect this achievement. Now, 50 years ago, if you pulled this move while going into work, they would have sent you home, so a lot of people were judging Bieber's decision to wear the overalls, and his excuse to trying to stay true to his fans and his own vibe, it was pretty weak. And at number 1 today, we have showing up late for shows. In 2013, Justin Bieber would be 2 hours late for a concert because he was playing video games and threw a tantrum. When Justin was set to perform at O2, he would end up being 2 hours late after throwing a massive tantrum and telling his staff that it was his gig and he would go out when he wanted to. After waking up late due to a night out, Justin would proceed to lock himself in a dressing room to play computer games. After, his actions would cause hundreds of teenage fans to be upset because they would have to leave to catch last trains before even getting the chance to see their idol perform. Justin would later come out to say he was only 40 minutes late, and he said he had to come on late due to technical difficulties. He then highlighted that the event was great. However, one O2 worker would come out to say that wasn't the case, and the star was actually backstage arguing with his management team. Justin's mentality about being a star that can do whatever he wanted that night was definitely a red flag that no one really noticed.
Starting off this countdown, we have Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen went after Bieber, a fellow Canadian, during an interview with Howard Stern. He said, and I quote, "Bieber is a good example of someone who you meet and you think you're gonna hate him, and then you get to hate him as much as you thought." Yikes, what did Bieber do to him? Well, apparently the two first met at a German talk show when Justin asked if they could meet. They did, but then apparently Justin acted like Seth was the one that wanted to meet him. He said, "It was very weird." He said, and I quote, "What the F? I don't want to meet you. Don't act all nonplussed to meet me. I didn't want to meet you. I was totally cool not meeting you, but I was like, fine. I wouldn't have said anything. I was like, he's a bit of a mother effer. Whatever. He's young. The kid's a dick." That's right, folks. Seth Rogen called Justin Bieber a dick. In our 9th spot, we have Kate Moss. In 2014, Bieber and Orlando Bloom got in a heated argument at a nightclub. I'll talk about that more in depth later. But it resulted in the two taking swings at each other. Well, a few days later, after the incident, Justin Bieber approached Kate Moss, and she was not too thrilled about it. She apparently went off at him, telling him that he needs to behave and smarten up. Apparently, Justin had gone up to her expecting her to gush all over him, and instead she really just gave
gave it to him, which is pretty embarrassing if you ask me. Coming in at number 8, we have Marg Helgenberger. Back from 2010 to 2011, Justin Bieber made an appearance on the show CSI playing serial killer Jason McCann. Well, according to CSI actress Marg Helgenberger, Justin Bieber acted like a brat on set. Not only that, but according to her, he locked one of the producers in a closet and also just put his fist through a cake that was on the table. Imagine that, just wanting a slice of cake and then Justin Bieber just goes BAM! Coming in at number 7, we have Team USA and Team Canada. Imagine having 2 Olympic hockey teams against you. That's wild. In 2014, the 2 teams squared off for the Olympic hockey semifinals, during which there was a billboard present that said, "Loser keeps Bieber." Now, some of you may know, Bieber was born and raised in Canada, but currently lives in America. Imagine having a whole hockey team trying to get rid of you, just like not wanting to claim you. That's the definition of awkward. In our 6th spot, we have Ronda Rousey. It's so random how all these celebrities just hate Justin Bieber. Like, out of all people to piss off, a UFC star? I don't know. Basically, Rousey admitted to Cosmopolitan that he was rude to her little sister at the Cannes Film Festival. Apparently, she tried to get him to take a pic with her little sister, who was a huge fan and totally starstruck, and he declined, saying, and I quote, "I've already taken 1 billion pictures today, okay?" Imagine how that little girl must have felt. Like, there's her idol, and he just shuts her down because he took too many photos. Ronda later said, "Yeah, I don't think I'd want to hang out with him. I'm not a believer. I was, but not anymore." We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with Jon Bon Jovi. Jon Bon Jovi had a lot to say about Bieber when he heard that he showed up 80 minutes late to his show in London. He said, and I quote, "Every generation has guys that do that. None of that is new. Do it once, you can be forgiven. Do it enough times and shame on you. They won't have you back. Then it becomes a cliche. It's really not cool. You're an a-hole. Go to effing work." So Bon Jovi did not hold back on that one. But someone had to say it. Bieber definitely let his fame get to his head at one point, and that led to him acting all entitled. In our 4th spot today, we have Selena Gomez. Of course, she had to be on this list. The two were in an on and off again relationship for quite some time, and fans loved them together. In fact, many people thought that they were endgame, but as we later found out, their relationship was not the healthiest. After their final breakup in 2018, Selena Gomez revealed that the relationship consisted of emotional abuse, and he had really hurt her, and it took her a while to grow out of the victim mentality. Moving on to number 3, we have Orlando Bloom. Alright, this is probably the one that you all have been waiting for. Orlando Bloom and Justin Bieber definitely do not like each other. Maybe things have changed with time, but for quite a while, they did not like each other. It all started when rumors began to fly about Bieber getting close to Bloom's ex-wife, Miranda Kerr. Some even said that the two hooked up. Then Bieber's ex, Selena Gomez, was spotted with Orlando Bloom, and apparently the two made out. When Bieber and Bloom encountered each other, apparently Bieber made some comments about Miranda Kerr, which Bloom did not like, and at that point he jumped over a sofa and lunged at Bieber. Then apparently punches were thrown, but they were never landed. And then apparently Leonardo DiCaprio was just present and witnessed this whole fight and was cheering for Bloom. Like, that's just wild. Coming in at number 2, we have Eminem. Eminem decided to show his disdain for Bieber by including him in his song, A Kiss. He talks about God not giving a damn about Justin Bieber. That's the he's referring to in the song. So the lyrics go, "He's allergic to divas, he'd take meat cleavers to him. He don't give a damn about Bieber doing. What a demon, a behemoth, evil just seems to be seething through him." Okay, Eminem, okay. And in our number 1 spot today, we have Bill Hader. I honestly can't imagine this guy having drama with anyone. But alas, Justin hosted Saturday Night Live one time, and Bill had a lot to say about it. Apparently, Bieber showed up with a 20-person team to set. He said, and I quote, "He had a guy holding a piece of pizza, a guy holding a Diet Coke, and going around stage, you're trying to fight through all these people to get dressed." A year later, in another interview, he said, and I quote, "I really didn't enjoy having Justin Bieber around. He's the only one who lived up to the reputation. I think that's the only time I felt that way in 8 years. That is insane. All right, guys, that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below. Are you a believer? Did you used to be a believer? I feel like there was one time where I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. Or like anyone with a Justin Bieber haircut, I was like, oh, let's never bring that haircut back, please.